Well, see, here's the funny thing. Even though women clean themselves more, it's proven fact that men buy twice the amount of shampoo,
But
Oh my God.
well, we're not gonna
which is
say
really gross.
why.
No, it's not gross. It's
It's
actually
just
totally
heavily
I
logical.
mean, the
it's just
shampoo
heavily
definitely
implied.
tastes really good most of the time.
Taste, ew.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Ew!
Bro,
You saying you don't buy the flavored ones?
Of course not. I
ew.
like them for the textures,
Oh, but
like the rocky
it's
textures.
so rocky
Yeah,
Rocky
r-
textures.
you know, yeah, rocky.
Yeah, I know
as
what you're
opposed to
saying.
Bullwinkle.
Of course. Hey, you don't know me. Shut up, Dove.
It was actually really funny because, like the way that the taste works is that it's connected with smell.
Mount Crescent Lake.
What?
Yeah, nothing I'm talking about.
Oh, so the way that taste works is that it's associated with smell. So
I can't smell, but I can taste.
yeah, well, there's something wrong with you. So no,
Thanks.
no, but it is. Believe me. If that's why
I know it is.
that's why
I
you hold
believe
your
you.
nose when you pretend you don't want to
Well,
eat.
I know it is. I'm just saying that I still can't smell very well. I can smell a little bit,
Okay.
but I can taste perfectly normally. It's because I've had an ear infection when I was younger, so it kind of ruined my smelling.
Yeah, maybe your body compensated, whatever. But for most people, yeah. So I had this one shampoo once. No, I don't eat shampoo for real, but I had this one shampoo
It's
that was like a berry smell, whatever. But it smelled exactly like the smell that like the smell was exactly like the taste of like berry Mike and Ike's. So I was eating it once. Like a friend of mine gave me some. And I was like, "Wow, this tastes exactly like my shampoo." He's like, "What?" And
oh,
it was took a little while to explain what exactly I meant by that, but it was funny to see the expressions on their face when they started coughing on the Mike and Ike's, wondering why I ate shampoo.
that's creepy.
That's funny.
Wait, can we please talk about the theory and hypothesis of the number three? That sounds like a fun time, doesn't it?
You see, the number
What?
three was a construct of man, in which it it dictated that man was not able to get together in groups of three because the third person to join would be socially awkward, as in the phrase three is a crowd or third wheel. Now, three is a very awkward number because it creates a gap between two and four, which are even numbers that previously two and four were very, very good friends. Except three came along one day and said that two said this about four and said to four that two said. And eventually two and four would no longer see each other, and three brought himself into the middle of them. Now, a little more than
Uh,
three is the number pi. Now, pi is uh, connected to the radius of a circle, which 3 is the integral part, because if you round it down, it becomes 3, which in the University of Kentucky, they actually ruled that the number pi was 3. But I'm not going to get into that. So pi
oh
is
my
related
God.
to the radius of a circle. Now, 3 is integral to this because circles are part of wheels, and therefore the phrase third wheel. Now, the interesting thing is that circles also don't have any sides. There's only one side. And 3 is always saying one-sided conversations about one number to the other. If you'd like me to go on.
Please, please continue.
So, the interesting thing about 3 is that being a construct of man, it shows that man has an innate desire to come between people, even people that are together, people that are whole, and create these wheels of destruction, these third wheels. And therefore, once I take over the world and do away with math, 3 shall no longer be a number, and it'll go straight from 2 to 4, thereby creating perfect equality. Unfortunately, we won't have any wheels.
Dang, you should really write the Wikipedia.
I was told that Wikipedia says that you shouldn't write articles about yourself because they could be biased, and I wanted to write an article about myself, but it would probably be too long, and it would scare people. I would definitely give
So
children
my
nightmares.
name is Dove.
Oh my god.
Okay, so if I gave you a random thing, could you go on and on about it? Like, I mean, I already gave you three, and you just went on about. Like, you told me a freaking story, but like, if I gave you something even more random, could you just go on about it?
I mean, I'm better with math because I already invented the whole idea of me doing away with math. But
But like, if I did give you something random, just anything,
the
could you
strange
most
thing is,
likely
I
go on about it?
probably could, but I wouldn't want to. I have this thought that I'm actually not good at these things, but then when push comes to
You
shove,
are.
yeah, it seems that I am, but I don't know.
That's because no one else can do that, Dove. No one else. So if I had you explain to me the mechanics of wood, could you
Yes, do that.
What kind of wood?
explain the
Morning wood,
mechanics
evening
of
wood.
wood? Like tree wood.
Okay. Oh, I'm
But
gonna
it's
have to.
not on a tree. It's not
I'm gonna have to
like
think
it's
of a
just
of a of a jumping off point for it. What do I want my general thrust of my conversation to be about?
whatever floats your
Hmm.
boat.
Whatever floats my boat. Well, that's one thing. Wood definitely floats boats because
Oh my god.
it's like they said in Monty Python, the Holy Grail, wood is a thing that floats, and that's why witches are made out of wood. But yeah, wood floats boats because of the buoyancy of wood. Wood actually isn't buoyant, it's just very easy to make boats out of them. Wood's light to carry, and it generally displaces water a lot better than things like metal or crumpled up pieces of bread or churches. Now, the interesting property of wood is that wood is flammable. Fire happens to be something with which I could not do without, seeing as I'm a serial arsonist. But the best thing about wood is that it's one of the most flammable things that you can readily find in nature and in people's houses. Most things, such as walls, cabinets, chairs, tables, being made out of wood, you can light any part of the house on fire and it'll probably catch. Um, Now, the interesting thing about wood also is the fact that it can break into tiny little splinters. And Chinese actually used bamboo wood as a form of torture by it splinters very easily, so they splintered it and then shoved little bamboo shoots under prisoners' fingernails. And if you've ever gotten a splinter under your fingernail, that stuff kills. Now imagine having it shoved under all your fingernails at once. That's just crazy. But they would also just take the bamboo and just slice people. I've seen it in kung fu movies, so it's definitely true. But so they just used all these splinters. But then there's this one time I got a splinter right in the center of my hand. I think it's a scar from it. It was pretty awful, and it just wouldn't come out. So I just kept digging and digging, and eventually it came out through the other side of my hand. And there's this huge hole. I could see right through it. But enough about myself. So the cool thing about wood also is that it has different hardness and softness depending on what kind of wood it is, but all wood is equally able to just bash someone over the head with because you take a nice chunk of wood. I mean, baseball bats. If you have baseball bats, the thing of mafia and stuff like that. You can't help but give someone a good smack with one. Um, Unless there's one of those corked bats, that doesn't work as well. But yeah, but wood is definitely an all-around useful weapon. You can burn it, you can hit people with it, you can shove it under their fingernails. But yeah, wood is definitely, I would say, one of the top three weapons of destruction and violence. And yeah, I'm gonna stop there.
See, wow.
Nice. That was great.
Oh my god.
And it
Oh my
definitely floats my boat.
god. Heavily posted. Oh my god, that was awesome. Oh my god.